We are factory racing HQ, certainly, and we are going to do a full bike check. This is my Pivot Cycles, hopefully I'm not talking too loud or quiet, Phoenix prototype. And we're going to start with loads of stuff. Barney's going to jump in a minute. This is interesting. If it isn't, I'm sorry. But out my setup, maybe not. I'm going to stop clicking the little zoom in on my camera here. But we're going to go through this. So we'll start with the basics. The front wheel is a 29er. I'm putting the screen back down. Right, so around a 29-inch front wheel and a 27.5 rear. For tyres, pretty much most of the time, I run Cryptotile fronts. So around that, on the front, this is by Continental, and on the rear. And pressure-wise, we're running 23 up front, and between 26, 27 in the rear. At the J, actually, in the rain, I went down. What pressure did we go to?
I think we went to 21 in the front and like 25 in the back.
Or even 24. We were it was last minute, yeah. We went real
top, about to drop in, let's drop the pressures.
Yeah, real soft.
And the suspension as well.
And suspension. Didn't really work out in the end, but almost. Stay on the wheels and tyres, we run Panzer, these are a real trick. Little valves, we run their sealant, their valves, and their inserts. Do you want to grab an insert? We'll show people what they look like. Barney's going to grab their inserts. They're a lot lighter than some of the competition. And I find that unreal. Like, we do really well, don't really break any rims, touch wood. Done a couple when I've gone sideways into a rock over the bars at Fort William, you can see. But we run a Panzer insert that looks like this. It's kind of this cool yellow thing. Panzer's a tank, so a tank insert is what we run.
Doesn't weigh the same as a tank though. 90 grams, I think, maybe?
Yeah, really, really light. So we run those Panzer sealant, Panzer valves, and that is all mounted on a Reynolds rim. So we're actually getting some new graphics cut, but we run Reynolds carbon wheels, front and rear, both carbon. We run Sapim spokes. Sapim, is that how you pronounce it?
Spokes and nipples.
Shout out to those guys. Laced onto the sickest Industry 9 hubs. So that's pretty much our wheels. Where do we go from there? Drivetrain. Yeah, we run Shimano, and I actually need to lube my chain. What do we use? Oh, you can do this if you want.
It's the Motor X chain wax, high performance, just been released.
Just been released.
Keeps it nice and quiet, keeps it nice and clean.
So we run, that's what we run on the chain to keep this bad boy going. And hopefully she's going real fast soon at World Champs in almost just under 2 weeks away.
And the second chain.
Yeah, we got 2 chains. That's that. So I run that on a Shimano Saint 10-speed drivetrain on a 2311? 2511 cassette is what we run back here, with some really interesting sized cogs up front.
I think the effective tooth is 35?
35 tooth. We'll go with 35, and we have really good ground clearance because obviously on this bike we've got a smaller chainring here. So on something of the same BB height with like a 36, I think we gain like 9 or 10 mil ground clearance with this bike, so that's pretty cool. We're on a Saint Crank Brothers mallet pedal up here. We're kind of working up. Right, we'll go to the seat. We're on a WTB. Can you see that? If I don't get the light in it to function properly now. It's like a gravel seat, but it's super small, super comfy. Stays out the way of the rear wheel, so we can actually have it pretty low. Staying with height, up to the front, I run a Renthal 35 mil with a 30 mil rise.
45 mil stem, 0 rise with a 30 mil rise bar.
Yeah, so 45 millimeter long stem with 30 mil rise bar, and it's a 35 mil diameter at 768 mil wide. Might be 770, but we'll go with 768. 768. Yeah. Mounted to that, we've got. Are we going too quick? We could slow down so you can chill and watch this. I don't know. We got some white death grips.
Show them where you like put your marks on the Renthal stem.
So if you want to set up. I don't know if this is going to focus. But we'll try and show you that from there. You might be able to see if you want to get the same bar roll as me. I'm like there somewhere. It's a good bar roll, I like it. We run a thin and soft death grip. XTR brakes, we'll do a brake angle for you now. You got your phone? Yeah. Yours might be better. We're going to show you the angle, pretty flat ground in the speed shop here with the old rigs. So we're going to show you, hopefully, the angle we run these brakes at.
Come around this way.
About 21 degree angle.
21 degrees?
I think I normally go about 21 to 23.
Are they level?
No.
No?
No, I need to put the front brake up. Or we twisted the bar, who knows. But around 21 to 23, 24-ish degrees with the brakes. Obviously a Saint shifter. And then under the fork, I run 15 mil, 20 mil now. I think I've got.
You've gone up to 20 mil under the crown.
Yeah, so I used to run 15, and then we went up. What was the last race?
No, you were in
Whistler.
Whistler, yeah,
Whistler.
For the 11.99.
Canadian Open.
Yeah.
We actually went up 5 mil, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going to keep running it at that.
Bit higher bars, and it gives you 5 mil left on the gold. So if you want to measure it for yourself. 5 mil.
Before we miss it, since we're on the fork, mud hugger, standard length, love it. We've got some shorties, we've got XLs, but normally I just run that the whole time as it rains a bit in Wales and all the mountains we go to. What are we going to go after that? Forks, yeah, right. This is Barney's little book. Forks.
This is when you're in Leger. So this is what you ran. So 90 psi in the fork with 6 tokens. And the high speed compression is 9. The low speed compression is also 9. High speed rebound 4. And then we slowed it down slightly. So we went to 3 on the fork.
Instead of 5 than normally, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you run. That's from open?
Closed.
It's from closed.
That's from closed.
That's from closed. So that's what we're running in the fork. Sometimes we go up to 92 psi, hardline 92, 93, 94.
You went up to 94 at hardline.
94
Actually,
at hardline.
you dropped it for the final back to 93 though.
Oh yeah, because we were skitting around, so we wanted a bit more like suppleness. With suspension, we're going to go to our, is this a Float X2?
This is a Float X2.
Float X2, I thought it was.
DHX2.
DHX2, sorry, it's like the new updated insane shock that I need to put to good use. With
245 for the PSI, and then high speed compression was 7, low speed compression 11, high speed rebound 4, and low speed rebound 7. You can see them all there.
This is book. And while we're down here, we do some cool things. Well, Barney does this, not we. Barney marks the bolts, the bearing bolts, to make sure we know if they're coming undone or not, with little white marks.
It's an easy check, but don't rely on them.
Yeah, but you can check it. On this bike at the minute, I run it in the high position. There's 2 different settings for the suspension. I run it in the high and the more
Raises
progressive.
the BB a bit and steepens the head
angle
slightly.
And then the more progressive bolt at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what we run there. We've been through brakes, pads.
Pads.
I run metal pads.
Metal sintered pads.
Metal sintered pads.
203 mil rotors.
Yeah.
The freezer rotors.
Freezer rotors, because I like some good bite, so I think the metals bite really hard.
Yeah, they bite a lot. They bite a lot harder than the resin kind of initially. So there's like a nice solid
bite.
slap to the rotor.
That's what we're after. When you're doing some stoppies, we need some instant bite. So that's pretty cool. Next up, let's do some measurements. We'll do a bar height off the ground. You can compare it to your bike at home. If you've got a downhill bike, trail bike, whatever you got, check it out. Pretty straight. So it's about 110 mil to the middle of the bar, which is 43.5 inches. We got metric, imperial, everything there covered.
I don't know what else you want to do.
We've covered most of it, really. Pretty sick bike, lubed up with Motor X, Conti tyres, pivot frame. We've got a little pivot top cap here. That's pretty cool. I've been running one of those for, what have I been on pivot now? 14 years, 15 years? A long time.
Staring at that for a while.
Yeah, same one for a while, which is pretty cool. Little gold thing for here. Might have some special graphics coming for World Champs. Have to wait with that. I think that's it, really. We've got this cool little rubber ring here to stop that chain, you know, like all the little slaps. You want your bike, especially when you're racing, you want to concentrate as much as possible. So anywhere we can deaden the sound, we're doing that, which is pretty cool. It's held up right now in a feedback stand. So that's that. Oh, what I did want to show you, I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do this, but I've got to get it back to where I have. If I sit on my bike, kind of like your bite point for your levers of how far in they come, I could like try and work out or count, if you hold that, Barney, how many winds in if I went in. So if I like hold that there, that's half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half, 4, half, 5, half, 6, half, 7, half, 8. We're about, see, that's on the bar now. It's not where you're gonna want your brake. Emily Siegenthaler sometimes runs it there.
All the time.
That's 8. Okay, let's go like what I think that was. So half, 1, half, 2, half, 3, half, 4, half, 5, half, 6, half, 7, half, 8. It's pretty bang on. I reckon it's about 8 out on the front brake from from all the way in. I don't think I needed the rear as well because I probably just messed that up, but that's that. I run them probably 2 or 3 mil from the grip because I run my hands right on the edge of the bars.
You can see when the grips are worn that his hands do not touch this inside.
Not much. See, I run my hands quite far out rather than running a really wide bar and running them inboard. Don't want to clip a tree. I normally start a race in 4th or 5th gear. If you watch the LSDs at World Cups, you might notice that. I'm not sure. What else could we actually talk through? I love the bike. It's been a big process of like getting it dialed in. I used to have everything way softer and different, and it's been a cool process of learning it. So it's kind of where we're at with it now. I'm sure it's got a hole. That's about it. We got the seat about midway. Nah, probably past the max, but that's where we are on the seat. Yeah, shout out to all the sponsors that make this possible. Thank you so much, Pivot, Shimano, Fox, Conti, everyone that we've talked through on this. Hopefully we haven't missed any. And that's kind of my bike check. We've got a few little details up here, obviously. There's this little foam piece Barney wraps around it because it hits your number board when you're racing. So that basically just quietens it up. So yeah, it just doesn't rattle all the way down the track.
Try and keep it as quiet as possible. Keep it neat.
And that's kind of it, really. It sits in the sick mat here.
I think that's pretty good covered.
BK Sport mat. Thanks for watching. It's a way shorter LSD than you used to, but this is kind of just like a little bike check. Head of World Champs in Andorra. Thanks for watching. We're going to be in Morzine this week. Say hi if you see us there. And then on to Andorra for Worlds, where we're going to try and light it up. I'm training hard, so peace.